In the previous video, we explored using Dreamweaver's Find and Replace feature. We'll take a look at making our searches more powerful by using regular expressions. Regular expressions are special characters that we combine to define sets of string values. They allow us to find text that fits into a specific set of parameters. So, for example, we could use regular expressions to find all email addresses from a specific company. Now, regular expressions can get extremely complicated. So before we get into taking a look at these, I want to open up the help file. Now, you can do this along with me. Just go up to the menu, go to help, and go to Dreamweaver help. And if you're ever unsure about where something is, there's this nice little search feature. And so without having to look through the index or the menu over there, I can just type in regular expressions. And it returns this nice little search criteria to me. And I can click on About Regular Expressions and it takes me right to that, which is beautiful. Now, if I look at the About Regular Expressions, the thing I want you to pay special attention to is this table set. And this is nice because it's a wonderful resource for you when you're creating your own regular expressions. It'll show you the characters that we can use when we build our regular expressions and what those characters will do for you. For example, the $ character marks the end of an input or a line. So typing in H with the $ would match H in the word teach, but not in teacher because the H isn't at the end of the input or the end of a specific line. So you can get extremely specific with how you write your regular expressions. And as we scroll down, I want to point out a regular expression that we're going to use. So the regular expression I'm interested in examining here is the X and then the pipe character and then the Y. Notice that that stands for either X or Y, and it's extremely helpful when you're combining multiple objects into a single search. And you can see that they're looking for two different colors here, FF0000 or 0000FF. It would match all of those colors that it would find, and then you could replace them with one item, and we're going to do something very similar to this. So let's close out of our help file, and we'll go back, and we're still working in that index, that HTML file from the Chapter 1 files. I want to point out exactly where our problem is here. We can see the featured painting has a brilliant blue headline, and as I scroll down, the favorite galleries has an orange headline. Well, they're both wrong. Those headlines are actually supposed to be the same color as our red heading section up here. So we need to change that. And they're being driven through, I'm going to switch over to code view so that we can see this. They're being driven through embedded styles on the page. Now, if you completed the earlier exercise files along with me, you'll notice that our style tag is collapsed because if you remember earlier when we were looking at the coding toolbar, we collapsed that. Dreamweaver does remember this, so I'm going to double click on that to expand it back out. And you can see our colors here are 00F and F90, and neither of those are correct. It wouldn't take me very long to fix them, but what if they were this way in every file on the site? So I'm going to go up to Edit and choose Find and Replace, bring that dialog box back up. Now this time, I just want to do our current document because it really isn't like that in all the rest of them. So I just want to do the current document. I'm also going to look in source code for our search this time instead of looking for a specific tag. Now, I can just type in both of those colors, and I don't really have to include the hash mark symbol because I'm just wanting to replace those literal strings. So I'm going to type in 00F, and here's where we need to choose whether we're going to be case sensitive or not, and that's really an option that we have in our Find and Replace. Now, directly after that, I'm going to type in the pipe character, and if you're unfamiliar with that, you can find it just above the return or the enter key, and you have to hold the shift key down to get it, obviously. So I'm going to type in 00F and then my pipe character, and then I'm going to type in F90. Now, I'm not interested in matching the case, so for my options down here, I'm not going to use match case. However, I am going to grab the checkbox down here that says use regular expression. If I had not checked that, I'd be looking for this exact string, 00F pipe F90, and it's not going to find that anywhere. But now it'll recognize that pipe character as part of a regular expression, and it will search for those two strings. I'm going to replace it with the actual color that we need, which happens to be D52E36. Now, if I hit Find Next, it'll find that, and if I choose Replace, you can see that it goes ahead and replaces that out. And if I hit replace all, of course, it's only going to find it one additional time. So I'll close my results dialog box and I'll switch over to design view. And sure enough, both the top heading and the bottom heading in those two sections now is the proper color. And by using a regular expression, I was able to do that using one search instead of multiple searches. And I could have done that for this page, obviously, and for every page in my site. So that's a little bit about regular expressions. Now, our next movie will concentrate on some of the new integration features in the Creative Suite version 3 that I'm particularly excited about.